Russian military is consistently ranked second only to the U.S. war machine. Despite that superpower status, Russia has struggled to make swift gains in the war against Ukraine, necessitating a possible change in tactics.
The Russian war machine has misfired. This is a very poorly planned operation and very poorly executed operation, especially in that first phase. But what we're seeing now from Tuesday onwards is a regrouping, a change in tactics, much more brutal tactics, which is actually how the Russian way of warfare is.
Just what were the major blunders, and what could come next? Russian military doctrine is built around armored ground warfare and blitzkrieg tactics. Capture ground quickly with tanks, and then hold it with the most advanced anti-air systems in the world. When Kiev was not captured in the first push, it forced Russia to switch to a long war of attrition to gain and hold ground, something it is beginning to accomplish a week late.
Kiev is effectively cut off and surrounded. The convoy thus far has not been targeted by the Ukrainian forces, which tells us their air force is quite likely heavily depleted and they need to keep it in reserve for prioritization, and also that the Russian air defense assets are now in place.
But in attrition, Russia excels, possessing more than 10 times the number of armored vehicles and aircraft that Ukraine has. But so far, Russia's most powerful weapons have not taken to the battlefield: air superiority. Moscow has failed to neutralize Western air defenses due to what Western military intelligence says is a shortage of precision-guided munitions, meaning Russia will need pure volume of fire to operate in Ukrainian airspace.
Because what we've seen is they get shot down in the daytime, and they will try slowly but surely try and surround the cities and then either bypass them or bombard them. And I think, that is the brutality that I'm afraid we are witnessing, and it's going to get worse.
If the Russians can knock out Ukraine's air defenses, they can move their armor and artillery around the country with impunity, allowing them to take and hold territory quickly. But as of now, Russia has not pulled out the worst in its arsenal: total war of the sort seen in Syria. Russia has not yet begun mass leveling power stations, water reservoirs, and other critical infrastructure, assets that it would want to occupy, but whose destruction could crush Ukrainian resistance. As the war drags into a contest of attrition, though, these horrors will be on the table.